New month, new inspiration, right here, right now. Enjoy. Today I have 5 summer door decor ideas for you. Today is the Hello Summer Challenge, hosted by Ellie at DIY From House to Home, Tammy at the Rusted Willow, and Sharlene is the co-host from the Crafty Art Shack. Appropriately, DIY number 1 is a Hello Summer door wreath. I'm using this Hello Summer sign from Dollar Tree, and I'm removing all of the dangly pieces as well as the ribbon. I'm also using this wreath form from Dollar Tree, and I have this ribbon that I found in a box of ribbon at a thrift store for $5. There was a ton of ribbon in this box. So this is definitely budget friendly. So I'm using strips of the ribbon and I'm wrapping it around those inner 2 rings all the way around the wreath. When I get to a crossbar, I am cutting the ribbon and I'm splitting it so that I can go around that crossbar. I'll continue wrapping each section until the entire inner circle is covered. Now I'm going to be using this pink ribbon, and I'm just cutting them in strips of about 3 inches, and I'm cutting one end of it in a dovetail. Now I have flipped the wreath form over. So on the back, I'm going to be gluing the ribbon strips onto the part that we've just covered. And you do want to tuck those ribbon tails down under there because remember, we're working from the back right now. And then when we get to that crossbar part, we're going to split that ribbon again and glue it in place. And this is how it's looking so far. And I'll continue in this manner until I go all the way around the wreath form. Now for the last ring, I'm cutting strips of 7 or 8 inches of ribbon, and I am dovetailing both ends. Next, I'm folding the ribbon in half, and I'm feeding it underneath those last 2 rings and hot gluing it down. Again, I'm working from the back. Now that the wreath is complete, I'm going to glue on this Hello Summer sign. I'm adding a bow to this wreath by really making a messy bow with all of these different strips of fabric. Ribbon, not fabric. I chose to tie on my ribbon, but you could hot glue it as well. As a finishing touch, I'm using one of these pineapples from Dollar Tree. It's kind of a chipboard product, and I'm going to glue that to the middle of the bow. I love the color combination here. And who knew I would find this much coordinating ribbon at a thrift store? Project number 2 is a garden door hanger. I'm going to be using this child's shovel from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be painting it so that it looks like rust. I'm just mixing together craft paint until I get a rusty look. I did take it outside and spray the plastic shovel part with a clear spray paint so that this paint would adhere a little bit better. It did take 2 to 3 coats on the shovel part, but I think it turned out the perfect shade of rust. Now I'm using some teal paint, and I'm just adding some patina in various places along the shovel. I also did the same painting technique on the little metal bucket that you see sitting there from Dollar Tree. I went back and forth with the brown paint and the patina until I got the look that I was looking for. I finally switched brushes, and that seemed to do the trick. Now I'm using one of these cup hooks, and I'm going to screw it into the side of the shovel. I'm also going to hit it with that same brown paint so that it will blend in. Now all this little bucket needs is a little bit of floral, and then we're ready to hang it. I'm also using this little Garden of Whedon sign that I'm going to put along the top of the shovel. Now, I don't know about your Dollar Tree, but my Dollar Tree is selling these for 1 cent. I thought it was a mistake, and I went back and got another one and looked at my receipt again, and sure enough, it rang up 1 cent. So be sure and check your store out. So here's the perfect little spring and summer door hanger. Project number 3 is a door hanger for all you Jimmy Buffett fans. So for this project, I'm using 1.5 of these adult size grass skirts from Dollar Tree. I'm going to cut off one section at a time, and then I'm going to fold it in half, cut it again, and tie it onto the wreath form. So here's that one section. I'm going to fold it in half, cut it in half, fold it in half again, and then I'm going to loop it under the last 2 rings on the wreath form and then pull those tails through. With the size wreath form that I had 14 of these loops between each section. So here's a look at it when it gets a little bit more full. Cut it off, fold it in half, cut it again, fold it in half, and then loop it through. And again, 14 per section is what I used. You could probably squeeze a couple of more in there if you wanted it to be a little bit more full. Kitty was pretty entertained with this Luau skirt, so I had to leave her in here. And now I'm to the very last loop. I love the results of this already, and I'm not even finished yet. I found this white colored jute twine at Walmart, and I decided that it would look really good on this wreath as well. So I'm just going to be wrapping it around the inner two circles of this wreath all the way around and tying it off in the back. And here you can get an idea of what it will look like when it's finished. Once I've completed this part, I'm going to hot glue that end down. It didn't tie real tight right there, so I am going to secure it with some hot glue. I was trying to decide whether to add ribbon to this one or not, and I decided not to, so I decided to go ahead and use that white jute twine again and wrap it around those crossbars all the way around. And again, after tying each section off, I am going to secure it with some hot glue. Now I found this sign at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be attaching it to the front of the wreath. I did sand off all that glitter. There's still some glitter on it, but it's not quite as bright as it was. So I am going to reattach the hanger to the sign, and I'm simply going to hang it from the wreath, and I'm going to add a bow. I'm using some of the raffia from the grass skirt, as well as some teal colored and red ribbon. I then noticed that there was some yellow on this sign as well, so I went ahead and added some yellow ribbon as well. And again, using one of these chipboard pieces from Dollar Tree, I'm going to embellish that bow. The perfect little addition to any pool party or luau. Door hanger number 4 is perfect for the summer when you've got kids in and out of your house all day. The back of this wood round that I used for a previous project will get 2 coats of Waverly White chalk paint. Now I'm using some painter's tape so that I can paint the bottom half of it Waverly ink. I did use my Silhouette Cameo to cut out the words for the top and bottom of this project. My kids are grown now, but I certainly remember those days where they had friends in and out all day long, all summer, and I wouldn't change it for the world, but we had them leave their shoes at the door because you just never knew what was going to come in your house. I did go back and touch up some of that black paint that pulled off when I used that transfer tape. Now I'm going to add a wood hanger to the top. So this is the original hanger that was on the piece, but I'm going to add black and white beads and then add it back to the top. I made a simple little bow with this black and white ribbon from Walmart at Christmas time. Project number 5 is a beach ball door hanger. I used the back side of this wood round from Dollar Tree, and I traced on the shape of a beach ball, and then I'm going to paint each section. I did decide to go ahead and paint the edges of this piece white. I outlined each section as I painted it. And now for the final section. I made a messy bow and corresponding colors of ribbon. To give this piece a little bit more definition, I decided to trace the outline of all the sections. I used some carbon paper and traced on the words "Hello Summer," and then I used a paint pen to go over them. Just another simple idea of what to do with the wood round. I hope that you'll check out the playlist in the description box below, as well as our host channels. If you've seen anything you like today, be sure and give me that thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, share the chic. Bye now.